I seen him on something. He looked like a bum.
Floyd?
He was looking like a bum, had like he ain't shaved in months.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
There's no way this man is broke. There's no way.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
Exactly.
You know what? Yeah, what y'all say earlier?
He ran up $1 billion.
What'd you say earlier, John?
Surprised at all. It's
Money Mayweather.
It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of
People don't like Floyd.
You start a business, but I need
People
you guys
do
to
not like somebody who's gonna just constantly show money.
Floyd Mayweather's recent gift to his sister, a lavish Mercedes-Benz S63E worth around $186,000, appears on the surface to be a generous family gesture. But in reality, it's yet another strategic move in his ongoing effort to silence rumors of financial trouble. His Instagram post, complete with red ribbons and a sentimental message, wasn't just about affection. It was a carefully staged display meant to project wealth and stability. Yet behind these polished social media moments, cracks are beginning to show. Despite the shine, the image Mayweather is working so hard to maintain seems increasingly fragile, and many are starting to wonder if this is the beginning of his downfall.
So we got more boxing news allegations that Floyd Money Mayweather has gone broke. Now personally, I don't believe it, but you got Tank making posts, you got other people from Saudi Arabia.
Mayweather's life of extravagance, private jets, luxury shopping sprees, and gifting six-figure cars appears unchanged at first glance. But these flashy displays seem less like celebrations and more like a defense mechanism. His recent trip to the Bay Islands on his $50 million Gulfstream jet, paired with glowing praise for the location, followed the usual script: Mayweather, the unstoppable mogul, still living the high life. However, the more loudly he tries to assert his financial dominance, the more suspicion he draws, and the growing cracks in that image are becoming harder to overlook.
You know what? I close the door with my arm, with my hand, whatever you want to say. I'm not supposed to do that. Just Floyd, man, push the button. Let's go.
A deeper look into the situation uncovers unsettling truths that even Mayweather's constant self-promotion can't hide. Reports from inside his own ventures, particularly his Mayweather Boxing Plus fitness gyms, paint a much darker picture. Employees, including coaches and managers, have come forward claiming they weren't paid fairly, and in some cases, weren't paid at all. Former general manager Sam Ria Baldwin shared a heartbreaking story of how working under Mayweather's brand led to financial ruin, highlighting a system filled with broken promises and unpaid wages. Her experience stands in stark contrast to the image Mayweather portrays. A man casually spending nearly $200K on a luxury car gift, while those behind his brand struggle to make ends meet.
No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work?
Dedication!
No pay!
Money Mayweather where?
I don't see you.
I don't see you.
Of these allegations can't be dismissed with a flashy Instagram post. When employees speak of working for months without pay and crumbling under financial pressure, it reveals more than just poor management. It hints at deep-rooted dysfunction, or worse, financial mismanagement. It's one thing for a celebrity to be reckless with their own spending, but when that negligence affects ordinary workers depending on their wages, it exposes a much more troubling issue. One, Amir Khan, no amount of wealth, a long-standing critic and rival of Mayweather, hasn't held back in voicing
Floyd,
what he sees as the inevitable fallout of a life built on arrogance and reckless extravagance.
And then he was at
His blunt comments about karma strike a chord because they reflect a view quietly shared by many in both the boxing world and business circles, that Mayweather's flashy displays of wealth were always more fragile than they appeared. Khan highlights the disconnect of flaunting diamond-covered watches and throwing cash in strip clubs in a world where so many struggle, calling it not only tone-deaf, but a move that almost invites fate to deliver payback.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
Do you think you should step back?
Adding more fuel to the fire, a report from Business Insider has raised serious concerns about the authenticity of Mayweather's alleged real estate investments in New York City. No public records exist to verify his claims, casting doubt on whether these high-profile purchases ever actually happened. For someone who rarely misses a chance to promote his successes, the lack of solid proof is glaring. And naturally, it raises serious questions about just how real his financial empire truly is.
Late 40s now, still fighting these random people in random places.
Yeah.
For 5 million here, 10 million there.
No, he's just a big spender. You can't spend like that, you know? Like,
this guy has a lot of chains.
So many chains, bro. Chains, that's a depreciating asset. Get yourself something that'll hold value.
Yeah.
Go buy some real estate, brother. Buy an original. We'd love to have you in the Dow.
What?
Invest in prime, huh? Do something smart with the...
Rather than confronting the growing concerns directly, Mayweather has chosen to lean harder into the one tactic he knows best: more showboating. In response to the criticism, he returned to Instagram, this time flaunting an array of lavish watches, each more extravagant than the last. One in particular, a custom piece encrusted with 145 carats of diamonds and valued at nearly $2 million, was front and center, as if to remind everyone that Money Mayweather still reigns supreme in excess. But the over-the-top display felt less like confidence and more like a cover-up. After all, when someone is truly secure, there's no need to scream it from the rooftops. The louder Mayweather brags, the clearer the insecurity
Floyd
becomes.
Mayweather is back in the NFT space to launch his metaverse called Mayoverse. There will be 5,000 NFTs with different utility, rarity levels, and rewards. But this NFT project is after a series of NFT and crypto scams he's started and promoted throughout the years. Some abandoned projects are Centra ICO, Ethereum Max, Floyd NFT, Bored Bunny, scamming his supporters for over more than $5 million. What do you think? Follow for more.
The controversy surrounding Mayweather's tipping episode at Selfridges in London has only deepened public skepticism. During a high-profile shopping spree, he appeared to leave a generous $2,000 tip for the store's security guards, a seemingly grand gesture. But it later emerged that the guards never saw a dime of it. Instead, store management redirected the money to charity, leaving the intended recipients frustrated and disappointed. While it's unlikely Mayweather personally oversaw how the tip was handled, the incident once again undercuts his image as a generous superstar. To the public, he's playing the role of the benevolent celebrity. But for those directly affected, the reality tells a different story. When even his acts of kindness end in confusion and resentment, it raises serious questions about the authenticity of the persona he's so determined to uphold.
It's crazy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million, but I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight?
Mayweather's defenders are quick to argue that he's merely a victim of success, a high-profile target in a world eager to tear down the wealthy and famous. And to some extent, they're right. Envy and criticism often follow those who flaunt their fortunes as boldly as he does. But not all scrutiny is rooted in jealousy. In Mayweather's case, the growing concerns stem from a pattern of questionable financial behavior, broken promises, and allegations of mistreatment within his business ventures. These aren't baseless attacks, they're credible issues raised by real people affected by his actions. At 48, Mayweather is no longer the unstoppable boxing force who could silence critics with a blockbuster fight. and a 9-figure paycheck. Today, his income relies heavily on exhibition matches, international appearances, and the waning value of his brand. These events, while still profitable, don't carry the same weight or financial security as the championship bouts of his prime. Flashy cars and diamond-studded watches can't cover up the cracks forever, especially when more people are stepping forward with stories of being...
What I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself. And I believe that it's going to be, you know, another cryptocurrency that's going to be just as large as Bitcoin someday. It's okay. That's no different from Uber and Lyft.
For Floyd Mayweather, sustaining his extravagant lifestyle without the massive fight purses is becoming increasingly challenging. His post-boxing business ventures, like Mayweather Boxing Plus fitness gyms and real estate investments, were intended to provide a steady income stream. However, reports of dysfunction at the gyms indicate that things aren't unfolding as expected. His push to promote crypto, especially ACT, feels more like a desperate measure than a legitimate opportunity. This endorsement appears less like a strategic financial decision and more like an attempt to mask deeper financial struggles.
Imagine listening to Floyd Mayweather, a man who can't even read, for investing advice. That's exactly what happened last year when he was paid to promote the absolute Ponzi scheme token Ethereum Max, along with other celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Antonio Brown, and Paul Pierce. The coin shortly fell 97% right after the launch, leaving millions of fans and investors bankrupt.
Mayweather's latest promotional move has him associating with Acme Warawat and the ACT token. But the truth is, the crypto world is rife with failed projects and rug pulls, where celebrities often lend their names for financial gain rather than genuine belief in the project. No matter how much Mayweather hypes up ACT or shares a sentimental story about exchanging gifts with Acme, it all feels hollow. A hoodie with his face on it and a $150,000 watch can't mask the fact that his track record with financial endorsements is far from perfect. The crypto space, especially, is vulnerable to hype-driven schemes, and Mayweather is fully aware of this.
Bro, you gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion, Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Mayweather has previously run into legal issues for failing to disclose payments he received for promoting questionable initial coin offerings. In 2018, the SEC fined him for unlawfully promoting a fraudulent ICO without revealing that he was compensated for it. Now he's once again promoting another token. No matter how polished the announcement may appear, it's clear that this feels less like a genuine opportunity for the public and more like Mayweather's final attempt to capitalize on his name. His constant display of luxury, showcasing expensive watches, gifts, and private jets, along with endorsing questionable crypto projects, doesn't reflect true wealth, but rather signals someone struggling to maintain the illusion that their empire is still thriving.
Now, did Logan ever get paid with the situation with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, not yet. Floyd Mayweather's broke. That's what a lot of people don't realize.
To understand Mayweather's partnership with ACT, it's essential to look beyond the surface and consider the context. While 158,000 holders and a $456 million trading volume may seem impressive at first glance, it's common in the crypto sector to inflate such numbers to attract new investments. Trading volume is often artificially boosted through bots and insiders rather than genuine investor interest. Crypto, especially DeFi projects, relies heavily on trust and transparency. In this environment, having someone whose financial dealings are under scrutiny be the face of the project raises more doubt than confidence. When someone who still owes money to a YouTube personality like Logan Paul for a past fight tells you where to invest your money, clear warning signs should go off. The Logan Paul situation highlights the cracks in Mayweather's financial empire, no matter how solid it may appear on the outside.
Eventually, right? I realized, okay, I'm being strung along. This is a classic, hey buddy, you're the new guy in this industry. We're gonna puppeteer you however we want. Hop on for the ride and shut up. Instead of shutting up, I make fun of him on social media and let everyone know that he doesn't have any money. I kind of joke and I'm facetious and I point the finger at Floyd. Well, I don't know if it's his fault. Maybe a little bit, but something tells me Floyd doesn't control where the money goes. Or maybe he does. I don't know. And I don't really care. I just want my
Logan Paul has openly accused Mayweather of failing to pay him millions from their 2021 exhibition bout. While Floyd brushes this off by claiming that pay-per-view, PPV payments trickle in slowly over the years, most major promotions don't operate this way. Fighters typically receive their guaranteed payout immediately after the event, with PPV residuals coming later, but certainly not years later. Mayweather's claim that he's still cashing checks from fights that took place 7 to 8 years ago doesn't reflect sound business practice. Instead, it points to the possibility that he's delaying payments to maintain the appearance of financial stability. Essentially a juggling act meant to create a facade.
And Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra card. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
The situation becomes even more questionable with the Business Insider report that casts doubt on Mayweather's alleged New York real estate investments. According to the report, there is no evidence of any property purchases linked to him in the city's records. Despite Floyd repeatedly talking about his real estate portfolio, this follows the same old pattern, grand claims with no solid proof behind them.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory, 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section, we like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper, 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag.
Floyd Mayweather has crafted his brand around the persona of being untouchable, where wealth comes to him effortlessly. Yet, the more he tries to uphold this image, the more flaws begin to emerge. Rather than addressing these issues head-on, Floyd doubles down on flaunting his extravagant lifestyle, posting pictures of $2 million diamond-studded watches, fleets of luxury cars, private jet flights, and now promoting questionable crypto projects like ACT on his social media.
It's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave, you know what? Be the best.
This behavior doesn't seem characteristic of someone truly secure in their financial standing. Instead, it looks more like a person desperately trying to mask the mounting questions and concerns around them. Mayweather's history with crypto promotions is particularly troubling. In 2017, he backed a cryptocurrency startup called Centrate, which later proved to be a total scam. The project's founders were arrested, it collapsed, and investors were left with massive losses. Consequently, the SEC fined Mayweather and prohibited him from promoting securities for a time.
And everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another, whereas I feel like everybody should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself.
Even after facing public humiliation and legal troubles, Mayweather is now promoting the ACT token as if nothing has ever happened. His refusal to learn from past mistakes raises serious concerns for anyone thinking about following his crypto investment advice. Additionally, the way he has framed his ACT, or ACIT, endorsement feels more like a sales pitch than a credible financial recommendation. heavy on emotion, but light on actual substance.
Despite this public humiliation and legal trouble, he now reemerges championing ACT as though none of it ever happened. This lack of learning from past mistakes should deeply concern anyone considering following his lead into crypto investments. Moreover, the way Mayweather frames his ACT endorsement is classic salesmanship rather than financial advice.
Phrases like, "Even a small investment can add up," are targeted at the masses, particularly fans who idolize Mayweather but lack real investment experience. This approach is emotionally manipulative, relying on trust and admiration rather than presenting any solid financial rationale. Instead of offering concrete data or valuable insights, the pitch for ACT revolves around vague claims about community and growth, with Mayweather's name being the main selling point.
You have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Floyd Mayweather's assertion that ACT is on track to become a global business opportunity sounds simple, but proving it is another matter. Many crypto projects have made similar claims, only to disappear once the hype fades. This stands in stark contrast to stable investment vehicles that are backed by real revenue or assets. Cryptocurrencies, on the other hand, are often purely speculative. Without clear use cases, solid partnerships, adoption metrics, and transparency, celebrity endorsements offer little meaningful value. What we're seeing now are just Instagram posts, selfies with entrepreneurs, and shallow gifts, rather than any concrete financial data.
Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9".
Floyd Mayweather's motivations are now unmistakably clear. He's trying to generate cash flow after boxing. From exhibition bouts and merchandise to appearances and crypto promotions, all these efforts point to a man who has shifted from being a prize fighter to a hustler, struggling to maintain his millionaire lifestyle as multi-million-dollar purses become less frequent. If he truly is worth hundreds of millions, his constant promotion of ventures that would typically be beneath someone financially secure is a cause for concern. Additionally, his growing reputation for delayed payments, questionable business practices, and associations with dubious ventures is slowly eroding the once invincible image he built.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA.
In the world of boxing, Floyd Mayweather will always be remembered for his defensive skills. But in the world of business and finance, he may be remembered not as a savvy entrepreneur, but as a cautionary tale, someone who became too consumed by his own hype. Crypto, by its very nature, attracts both dreamers and schemers. Floyd Mayweather's involvement with ACT doesn't elevate it in the eyes of serious investors. In fact, it might do the opposite, signaling doubt. For experienced investors, celebrity endorsements in the crypto world are often a red flag, not a green light. This suggests that the project cannot stand on its own merits and must rely on borrowed star power to generate interest. The real test of ACT's legitimacy won't be how many celebrities promote it, but how it performs over time. In a tough and competitive market where only utility, transparency, and real adoption truly matter. At the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather's endorsement of ACT seems less like a notable milestone in his career and more like a desperate attempt to secure a new revenue stream. His increasingly erratic public behavior, mounting accusations of unpaid debts, and the questionable ventures he aligns himself with all point to someone desperately trying to uphold the illusion of unending wealth. What's your take on this? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe for more.